Hi, Dave Cordle here with another top tip for your career. I'm talking about decisions. It's a thing that we find very difficult quite often, especially at key points in our career. Perhaps it's a point where you're at the start of your career and you're thinking, well, where do I go with my career? What's the best career choice to make? Other people, particularly at times of maybe career change in mid-career, find it difficult to think about, well, what can I do next? What can I use my skills for? And for other people, it's a time of change that's forced on them, maybe when they're going through redundancy and they're thinking, what's next? Or even within an organisation, you're thinking, well, where do I go with my career next? And we can put these decisions off for years and years sometimes and just be in a job where we're not that happy. So how do you go about making decisions? Well, I think the first thing with career decisions is to just remember that this isn't a career decision for the rest of your life, all right? It's particularly, I've noticed, something that causes a lot of stress with young people because they're given a lot of messages around making their first career choice that's all about, well, you've got to make a choice of career for life. I remember working with a young lady at a university in London at a careers fair, and she was quite distressed, visibly distressed, because she'd been told she had to make a choice between 5 things she loved and pick one of them for her career. She said, well, I don't want to lose all of those things. And as soon as I said to her, you're only making a decision for the first step of your career, you can bring the other things in later, the stress just visibly melted away. Remember that any decision you make is about making the right decision now, and when you look back on it, always remember that it was the right decision with the information that you had available to you at that time. So never look back and go, what if only. You know what? Even those things might not have worked out. So always look back and go, you know what? It was the best decision I could have made at that time with the information I had. And now, if things aren't exactly as you want them, it's time to make a new choice. And the best way to make a good career choice is to think about what your values are around work. So the simple way to do this is sit somewhere quietly with a pad and make a list of all of the things that are important to you about your work, your career, your job. Not just the things that you do and the skills that you're using, they're important, but also what does it need to do? So are things like location important to you? Is how you're managed important? Are the values of the organisation important? Write that list down and then make a note of how you know when that criteria is being met in just the way you like it to be met. Now you've got something where you can start to review your career in terms of, does it meet my values? And which values does it meet? Which values doesn't it meet? And it helps you make a good decision about where to go forward. And if you are at one of those points where you're doing a career change or maybe just starting your career, you can use that list of criteria as you explore options to ask the right questions and make the right decision.